Or I talked to Robert about this, but I want your perspective. It's not terribly uncommon for films to excite their fans, like Twilight has. But what is more rare is to keep them excited and to keep them passionate. What is it about this franchise that has kept the fans so pumped about it?
I think it was just that initial hit the books gave them. I mean, I think it just carried through. I think it says something sort of spectacular about like how simple the story is. It's not, yes, it's very emotionally layered, there's a lot going on, but I mean, at its base, it's like sort of, it's just so fundamentally like what we live for. It's a love story. It's like we reach, you know, we fit all the milestones in, and it is a fantasy, but at the same time, it's like, it's not, if you're gonna have a fantasy, this isn't the best. It's tough. It's not like a total ideal situation. So, I don't know, there's a lot to deal with. There's just like, you know, it's sort of, it's never the same thing either. It does change a lot.
Now, we see a lot of evolution in this film compared to the rest of them, and especially with Bella. We see a very different Bella in this film than we have in the previous films. When you guys were approaching this one, what was your philosophy in approaching Bella? How did you want her to come across and the characteristics you wanted her to have in this film?
I didn't want any more questioning. I mean, that's in the book. I just didn't want it to ever seem like I was trying to convince myself of something. Do you know what I mean? It's really more about convincing other people. And I mean, as much as you have those moments, those personal moments, like before the wedding ceremony actually starts, she does sort of go, but that's only natural. That's not an actual moment of question. That's just nerves. That's physiological. Like, I can't help it. But I think what really changes for her in this is that everyone else finds themselves in this. I mean, everyone else sort of comes to terms with like why it's all been so crazy and why it's been so hard, and she's sort of the one going, look, I know it's been hard, but I've known it all along that this was the answer, that this is why, and thank you so much for just toughing it out with me. And yeah, I just didn't want it to seem like the same, like, you know, just a kid trying to figure it out. It was like trying to hold up I have all these little images in my head, but like trying to hold up a building that really looks like it should fall, but it doesn't. You know what I mean?
One of the other things one of the differences in this film is also location. Now we've seen the characters travel a little bit, never to a place like where the honeymoon is. Where did you guys shoot that, and what was that like shooting there?
We shot that actually in like 2 different places. We went to Brazil. We were in Rio. Walking the streets and seeing like real life take place around us, and it is crazy to uproot those characters and put them in such a vastly different place. Right. And it also sort of just like felt very different to the rest of the movie. It was like we were away. It was like, nope, this is our time. We're in Brazil with it's just me, Bill, and Rob, and no one else. And it was good. It was a good experience.